vocal changes, the flow of how I speak may change. Most importantly, it is completely together with my spirit friends that I work. I trust them implicitly, and I just leave this evening in their care. And thank you guys for supporting us. Okay. So the next voice you hear in a short while will be my spirit friends. So I'll see you guys in a while. Just want to take a little drink of water. Okay. Well, good evening, my friends. Good evening.
Good evening.
Well, what a surprise for us to have this opportunity, my friends. What a welcome surprise. Now, as we have made this connection to the boy, this presence of our consciousness within his mind is at all times consensual, that he is a willing partner in this process of communication. Many times we listen to people try to absolve themselves of the great beauty in the forging of this bond between us and the medium. They may say things such as, trance is where you are removed from the process, and the spirit world come along and they take you away to some faraway place. Well, it all sounds very wonderful, doesn't it? But what about you? What about the great wisdom that your many years upon this planet that you reside in have given you? Do we not consider, my friends, that your own spiritual wisdom, what you have learned over the times, do we not think that it is good enough to listen to? Do we not think that there is great wisdom before we even involve ourselves in your conversation? Do you think it is right, my friends, that we should say what you have to say is not important? Or should we approach this with new perspective? That let us come together. Let our own spirits blend and merge and become one with you. To say, let us speak together. Let us speak with love in our hearts. Let us speak with warmth and gratitude. Let us allow spirit to meet spirit and then talk to spirit. The discarnate world coming together with the incarnate world. In essence, you and I making this union, communicating with each other, to each other. Your role as a medium is to be receptive, my friends, to our influence, to the loved one's influence. Your role as a medium is to perceive the energy which is eternal, which is around you every minute and second of every day. Those feelings, that awareness that takes you when you walk into a room, that is your spirit perceiving, transmitting and receiving information like a radio. There you are, you walk into the room, you have a feeling. What does that feeling tell you? It is allowing you to know that you are still alive, that you are sensitive, and that by taking your awareness, you are allowing yourself to perceive. And the connection with the boy is just the same. He takes his awareness to us, and he receives our influence. But at no point have we taken him to a magical faraway place. He is here. He is our voice. He is the medium by its very definition. He is in between two states of being, those that are listening and those that are transmitting. And he is in the middle, making himself aware, but not seeking to interfere or to understand. It is when the medium wants to be nosy that the issue starts. When the medium is thinking, why? Why does the guide say this? You do not need to know. Your role is to be the voice. Your role is to become merged, to become blended, to enter into this sacred space. Because, my friends, it is sacred. The sanctity of your very spirit entering into this field of awareness, remembering what society has told you to forget. If we seek understanding, then we go to the computer and we ask the computer, what is the meaning of life? What is the meaning of anything? And yet we forget sometimes to just invoke our true nature. Allow your own inner voice to say, what do I feel the meaning of life is? What is my purpose? Why do I do what I do? Why do I think what I think and say what I say? What drives me to behave the way I behave? There are some questions that only your own spirit can respond to. Whatever answers are given by us, we are a collective. There are many, but only one voice that speaks at a time. And that influence is only our opinion, my friends. The spirit world is as real and as different as you and I. When we give an opinion, we are only sharing our collective understanding. And so other spirit inspirers may have a different opinion. But isn't that what it makes a beautiful experience of life? Is that we are all different. We all have an opinion. We are not omnipresent God that says this is what the truth is. We are learning. We are growing. We come to a decision, a conclusion. But we are able to develop and grow and nurture new understanding as we experience life through you as our medium. Every moment of every day, my friends, you are becoming more conscious. Your consciousness is like a balloon. It is inflating, and with it the growth of your very soul. It grows as you grow, as you learn. And the fact that we do not have this physical form, such as the boy, does not mean that the process of growth and spiritual expansion is not relevant to us. It is. Otherwise, what point do we have? What is our role? Is it just to be someone that points in a direction and says, go that way? No. It is to walk beside you, to say, my friend, you are never alone. And if you walk from your door and you turn left, we will be there with you. And if you turn right, we will be there with you. And if you decide not to walk out of the door, we will still be there with you. It is not about being right or wrong. It is that growth of your very soul, your spirit speaking to other spirits, finding meaning in your life, finding a purpose, and thinking, pondering, and knowing that there is something much greater. And that is that unconditional love, that which we hold you in. So a guide, a guiding influence. We are there to accompany you on your journey. There are two important words. You on your journey. So we could say to the spirit world, dear spirit world, I wish for you to tell me what to do. And of course we could do this. But is it your own reasoning and your own judgment that has taken you to that decision? Or is it your willingness to not take responsibility and to pass it to someone else that causes you to ask that question? Growth through failure and success is still growth. Life is not, my friends, about always being right, about never failing, about always knowing where you are going. Isn't there a great beauty in driving down a road and not knowing what is around the corner? And as you go around that corner and as you see a great vista in front of you, and you are ecstatic with the view, because you do not always know what is coming, that you look out of the window and you say, wow, I did not see it. Because life should have surprises. Life should be something that causes you to think, I wonder what tomorrow will bring. Have the mindset of a child. Because when they look at the world, their eyes sparkle. They shine because they do not know what tomorrow brings, and they do not judge it, and they do not think, I don't want tomorrow to come. I cannot wait for it to come. They cannot wait for the next sunrise. And think to themselves, what magic awaits me today. There is great wisdom in those children. And our job as those that nurture them is to remind them of that wisdom, but also to take time to remember it ourselves. Do not take life so seriously that you forget to enjoy it and live it. Live it as if it is the greatest privilege you will ever know, because maybe it will be. Sometimes we make plans in our mind for what we will do when we retire, or when we reach 40 or 50 or 60 or 100. But what if you don't? Tomorrow is never guaranteed, my friends. Today is the only day that you are living, if you are living in the moment. Try not to live in the past. It will only act as an anchor, like a set of chains around your legs, weighing you down. Tomorrow is a reflection of the lessons that you are putting into place today. Let us think about how we approach life. That great love that exists, that is your right. Why do we guide anyone? Quite simply, my friends, we love you. We are there to be at your side should you need us. We are there to show you, through that presence of love, that you are not alone. Approach the work of the medium with a sense of healthy love for what you do. If you want to consider, how do you become more aware of those that reside in the spirit world? Think about that power that binds us together. And you come to the conclusion that love, not a romantic concept, but love is that power that connects you to those that you grieve. Love is that great power that connects you to those in your home. It is that power that connects you to those that you love, that walk with the forelegs. Love is universal. If you want to be more aware, be more loving, is the very simple answer to that question. Invite love to be a permanent resident in your heart. Feed it. Give it your time. Water it generously. And watch how it grows within you. Love cannot be given away and lost. Love is a force that is eternal, that you cannot be too loving, but you may not be loving enough. So give away love freely. Allow it to be that bond that connects you and I. My friends, I hope that my words have in some way touched your soul. What I know as I look at you is that I feel that presence of love. I know that I am not speaking to an empty shell. I am speaking to love incarnated as a physical form. I may be speaking through technology, but love is love. And love transcends any physical boundaries. You could be on the other side of the world and you could be feeling my love right now. Love is everywhere you look. So choose to view the world with the right eyes, those ones that see places that love resides. Now, my friend, do you wish to open the meeting to questions that people may have?
Yes, thank you very much, my friend. If you have a question, then just raise your hand, use the raise hand button below, then I can unmute you. So just raise your hand and you can ask your question. If I can ask the first question, dear friend, you've talked about
Mm,
experiencing life through mediums. What is the most difficult thing you endeavor in that process of
mm,
experiencing life through us?
yeah. Mm. Now, the most difficult thing for us, my friend, is that when we see you suffer with pain, emotional pain, the fact that we do not have a physical form does not mean that as we witness that connection through your consciousness, that we do not suffer with you. So experiencing life with you when those troubles are afflicting the mind or the body, that brings us pain. That brings us that understanding that life upon the earth can be very harsh. It can be something that you at times could say, why me? Why do I experience life in this way? Why does my body fail me or my mind seem to curse me with anger? Because you are growing from it. But it is not to say that you have to like it. Being part of your life is for us like having an influence, but not be able to directly transition you to a different course. It is like a parent allowing their child to make a mistake because they know through those mistakes comes learning, comes spiritual growth. But of course, we want to see you with a smile upon your face, with a skip in your heart where you think to yourself, life is good. That is what we want for you. But there is no God that looks down on you, saying that you deserve love, but your neighbor does not. That great consciousness that you are growing into, it is learning from you. Our journey is intertwined way beyond your physical demise. We will be sitting there somewhere, maybe on a very comfortable, fluffy white cloud, and we will be saying, well, that was some ride. And we will be plotting and planning how next we can confuse our very soul and curse the limits of physical existence. But isn't there a great beauty in sitting back after the storm and watching the clouds as they move off into the distance? only to be replaced by sunny skies. But you can be sure that there are more storms coming. Maybe not tomorrow or the next day, but as sure as anything in this universe, the storms will come, and they too will pass. And so the journey of your existence continues, as does ours. Although the skies seem infinitely more sunny where I am. Does that in some way answer your question, my friend?
Yes, thank you very much. The next question I want to ask is from Mariana. Thank you, Mariana. What is the difference between trance medium and a channeler?
Hmm. Well, it depends upon the depth of the connection. So let us say that we are feeling rather philosophical. The question you have to ask yourself is, how much of you are you giving to us? How much of the mind of the medium is interfering with the wishes, the thoughts, and the philosophy of those trying to speak through him or her? But the most important thing, my friend, is the presence of that spirit that you feel in your very soul as you witness this demonstration. When we are channeling, I would say, what are you channeling? Is it something within your consciousness that is rising to the surface? Is there an intelligence in the conversation? If you are hearing and feeling something that is reason, that is resonating with your heart, then we could say that it is just a difference of words, descriptions. But we would say to you, you are aiming to connect with the presence of spirit, a consciousness, a loving existence touching your heart. Sometimes there are those who are being inspired, maybe by something that exists within their own mind, their own consciousness. What we want to have is that opportunity for us to be speaking with you, for that intelligence to be coming from an external source to your mind. If you feel the presence of spirit, then I would say do not worry about its description. If it resonates with you, if it uplifts you and motivates you, if it makes you walk out of the room and you feel happier than when you walked in, then it is a positive experience. But because someone says it is trance, does not guarantee its spiritual propriety. A different voice does not mean you are in trance. It means the medium has got a different voice. We are connecting to an essence. We are connecting to a feeling, a knowing that there is something greater than you involved in this process. And I hope, Marianne, that you feel the presence of our words as we share our explanation with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next question is on behalf of Natalia. She's saying, how do I better connect with / get to know my guides?
Well, the simple answer has 4 letters. It begins with L and ends with E. Who would like to guess what the middle two letters are?
I
Well,
would
let's
guess
play a guessing game.
LOVE.
Well, there we go. Ding, ding. Love. Offer love as your means of communicating. Demand love from those that seek to guide you, and do not connect to anything that does not feel loving in its essence. Contrary to popular opinion, the spirit world is not filled with little cherubs and all loving angels that run around saying love and light, love and light, love and light. The spirit world is a representation of the world that they left behind. If you were a naughty boy or girl, passing to spirit does not absolve you. So therefore, there is a journey of growth that you must undertake, should you choose to. So in this way, we must know that we exist in a world where all types, all manners of consciousness exist. So if we cast our net like a good fisherman out into the sea of this consciousness, and we do not have a few caveats, then we are going to cast our net and catch something that is a little bit distasteful. So let us be an intelligent fisherman and say, I only want to catch the tastiest morsel, which in a mediumistic sense is those that are bringing the presence of love to you. We do not connect universally to the spirit world, because all manner of spiritual beings inhabit it. And that may not sit well with some of you, but you wanted to hear the truth, not what you want to hear. So, my friend Natalia, offer yourself a loving space for us to inhabit. Demand the same. And give yourself due time to feel our influence. It is like finding your favorite radio station, but someone seems to have been playing with the dial. So gently, you need to go this way and that way until you tune into what feels right to you. Seek to communicate. Express your wishes. Tell us what you want from us. We're sitting here waiting for you. But remember, we are walking the journey with you, not replacing you. So tell us what you need. Be demanding, dear. And allow us to have a little fun as we do it. Your life is too short. Don't take yourself too seriously. Love it and do it with a smile. I hope that helps, my friend.
Definitely does. Definitely. Thank you. I think Pauline was next. And then we go to raise hands and then to the chat back. How important is our time of birth when we are born here? And how much do the planets involved in this?
Well, we could say that the planets are involved by virtue that they exist within the solar system. And we could say that the planets are directly responsible for your very birth. Because cosmically, if they did not exist, then the earth would not be where it is, that the conditions would not be there. That your very existence is down to the finest of margins. That there is a cosmic order. That there is a need, a reason for your very existence. But truly, it is not the planets that bring you here. It is your own will, your own soul that seeks to express itself, to experience life with all of its vagaries. That brings you here. Your birth is determined by you. When do you, as a spiritual being, seek to take a flesh and blood form? When you choose those that will give birth to you? When you choose the experiences that life will bring you? When you choose what you will undergo to transform your soul, to challenge you, to bring you love, to make you think about your purpose in life? My friends, everything is a choice. If you do not choose to live life on earth, quite simply, you will not come here. Here is not a good place. Where we are, that is a place that is very much more enjoyable. You could say it is like going on holiday, that we can sit around the pool, drinking cocktails, bathing in the sun, and life seems rather good. Or does it? Life can always seem rather good when it is easy, but real growth comes through challenges. And if the purpose of your very soul is to grow, to experience what the life is like, how to navigate or not navigate the experiences that life brings you, then the earth is a very, very wonderful place to be. It will challenge you in ways that you have not considered. It will bring with you a perspective that is unique. Because from the moment you are born, you are dying. That physical form, it is like an engine that one day will run out of steam. It will no longer perform its purpose. And for some, that journey is very brief. For some, it may last a century or more. But look at how unique you are. Look at how your life is infinitely more unique than anyone you know. Even if you are a twin, there may be physical characteristics that would say that we are very similar. But the life that you lead, the way that you think, the people that you meet, it causes an effect, a ripple, 1,000 ripples that move through the world that you live in. You do not know how you have touched someone's heart today. It may be that you looked at them and you scowled when you saw them. And that was a ripple that entered into their very soul. You may have smiled and allowed your eyes to sparkle at them, and that would have uplifted them and again moved their very soul. Life is about choices. Our decision to work with you or not is a choice. You see, the free will that you express is your right, as it is also our right. But you know, as the football players line up before a game, they line up side by side, don't they? Which one is more important, I would ask you? Is it the player in the middle? Is it the goal scorer? Is it the goalkeeper? Or is it someone else? The fact is that the teamwork involved in experiencing life is exactly that. It is a team effort. So we stand at your side. We may want to wipe your tears when you weep. And we may want to laugh heartily when life is going well. But the learning is eternal. You have the form of a physical body, and then you do not have it. And then you may choose to have it once more. You may choose to be within a different culture, a different time period, to experience what it is like to be prejudiced or to be a racist. You could be anything that you want to be. Life is a beautiful tapestry of everything that you can possibly imagine. So even if you died today and came back tomorrow, and you said, I want to live in the same town and know the same people, your life would be unrecognizable in 80 or 100 years. Because every day is a day of choices. Every day are decisions to turn left or right, to say yes or no, to challenge or ignore. Every time you make a decision, you change yourself. So do not think as you experience life that because your life may have been unpleasant, that always it should be this way. No. You have the ability to change, my friends. You have the ability to say, today I will forge a different path. I always turn left, but today I will turn right. I always ignore that person, but today I will say hello. You see, the power in your life is your choice. Life doesn't happen to you. It happens with you. We happen with you. My friend, have I answered your question?
Yes, thank you very much. And next question is from Diane Jr. Diane, welcome.
Thank you. I have a question around healing, please.
Mm,
When we act as channels for healing,
mm,
we know the healing is from spirit, but we tend to put an intention, say, to a complex situation like a war zone. Maybe we want the healing to go to those who are injured. We
mm.
want them to go to the impoverished for a particular reason. So how best should we be sending healing or requesting that healing be sent when it's in fact everyone in the situation that would benefit?
Well, what a beautiful, wonderful question. So let us think about the intention behind the question. That you see where there is a need in the world to receive physical, emotional, mental healing. When you see that there is disharmony, you see an opportunity to make a difference. What is happening, my friend, is you are expressing your consciousness, the power of your very mind. And you're sending it to the universe, and you are saying, universe, this is what I want for these people, for this situation, for the land, for the water. And the universe will respond. Now, the power of one is still a power. You know, through history, often we would say that there was a great, powerful leader, or a very altruistic, loving, and healing person. See yourself in the same way, that as you think, so shall you create. So if you want something good in your life, then think good thoughts that you want to manifest to you. Know that as your thought goes to this great consciousness, that it is having a positive effect, that it is actively doing something. Now that power has its strength, but can you imagine if everyone gave that same thought and they filled it with love? You know how wonderful it is, my friend, when you think a loving thought for someone. What if the whole town did it? Or the whole country did it? Or a whole continent? What if the whole world thought lovingly about each other? Maybe it is a great dream that one day the world's population will be loving in their mindset to each other. Or maybe it is not a dream. Maybe it is possible. But for this to have any chance of happening, my friend, people need to think like you. They need to know that that universal consciousness is hearing it and it can enact it. But it takes people to have those thoughts, to wish for these things. But not all things can be healed, my friend. When the body has reached the end of its useful life, remember that it is only the shell of that person that is going to pass. That the eternal spirit within them, that consciousness that defines who they are, those memories that love everything that they ever experienced, that lives on. And so the death of the physical form should not be seen as a great time to mourn, but it can also be a time of reflection. That we hold them close to us, and that we know where love was involved. Love never makes their life worse. Whoever said, I felt too loved today, I felt too much love? Whoever complained about feeling too loved? But many complain about not feeling love's presence. So even if that person does not know you are wishing for healing thoughts to be with them, it is not going to make the situation worse. However, if you think negative thoughts about them, that will affect the consciousness of them, that will impinge upon their very energy, that you will be sending a thought which is also a deed to them. You are lessening their vitality by thinking something negative. And the degree of anger and hatred that you give with it will determine its response and efficiency. So do not think that because you think something unkind, that it does not have an effect. Because quite the opposite is true. Have I answered your question, my friend?
You have. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome, Cian Morgan.
Hello.
Mm.
My question is, does our loved ones who has passed know when it's our turn to go?
Mm. Well, let us say that at the moment of passing, my friend, it does not enter as a surprise to those that already reside in our world. You have to realize, my friend, that the time in the way that you experience it is not the same for us. There is that awareness that when the body is ready to let go of that which has sustained it, But that spirit, my friend, is as vital and as vibrant as you can possibly imagine. And as you leave that physical form, do you not think that we will realize that we need to show you that great love in which you are held in will counteract the fear of your own passing? That we realize that that great terror that may come upon you, where you think, I do not want to die, I am experiencing pain. We know that you do not want to experience these things, but it is just that human condition of being attached to what you think represents you. You think that you are the body. But it is like saying, is a car driver the car itself? No, of course you are not. You are just a driver for the duration of that journey. And then the car comes to a halt. You get out of that car and you wave it goodbye. But there behind you, beside you, within your awareness, will come at understanding that those who have gone before you, the ones that are truly alive, they are there to greet you, to show you how very much loved you are, and to ease the pain of leaving that physical form. And that there is often, in many cases, where the death is coming to a natural conclusion. That transition between the states of awareness and unawareness of our world comes into the presence of those who are passing, that they will become aware of the presence of those who they know to be on our side. And as that line between the two worlds becomes a little more open, a little more opaque, so that they see the two worlds coming together, they realize that separation was merely a mirage, because life really is eternal, that we really do go on. But it is the thought of leaving something like this, which is so very precious to us, that is what causes the real pain. So maybe I would say to all of you, come to terms with the fact that the physical clothing that you have, you only borrow from the earth. But really, the realm above you, the realm around you, that is your real body. That is the body that lives on. That is the body that we keep until we choose to regain a suit of flesh and blood once more. And on the journey goes. Do I answer your question, my friend?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Beautiful
very much.
question.
Laura asks if you can talk a little bit about yourself. For example, that you have life and experience on the earth realm.
Ah, so it's always that question, who are you? Where did you come from? What is your name? Well, quite simply, my friend, those that speak with the boy are a collective of consciousness, some of which who have lived a physical earthly existence, and some who have not. Now, as we speak to you, there are some who do not wish to be known, but there is a brother, Wolf Robe, is one of our speakers. Now, he existed back in the old country, back in the 19th century. And so he existed within the Cherokee tribe. And that is one of the forms that he took. And his consciousness seeks to work with the boy, and we are happy with this experience that he has. But the reason that we would be less than forthcoming is that there is a sense of attachment to a guide or someone that seeks to inspire. And it becomes something of a badge of honor that some people say, well, I have a rather wonderful guide, and he goes by the name of Jesus. And he's really rather wonderful at healing. And I am also a healer. So therefore, by a process of connection, it must mean that I am also a wonderful healer. And of course, the ego of the medium starts to become a little inflated. The reason that we say this, my friend, we want you to become attached to the process of spiritual growth and to listen to the essence of our words for how they resonate with you, not the source of the words. And so sometimes if we say, oh, who are you? And I say a very grand name, a name that resonates with you, would you blindly listen to those words and say, well, they come from a very wise person, so therefore they must be wise? And I would say, no. They may come from a wise person, but you need to consider using your own intelligence, how they resonate with you. Are they truly wise for others or for you? Do the words resonate with your soul? Do you feel like you need to occupy the essence of those words? That those words will allow you to move forward because it feels right to you? Or will you blindly follow because someone says, I have a wonderful reputation, please follow me? What we are seeking are shepherds and not sheep. We are seeking people that think using their own reasoning, that use their own powers of deduction and judgment to decide what they feel is right for them. And so we must always caution with those that would seek to shout from the rooftops, I have a wonderful guide, you must hear my wonderful guide. He has many wise things to say. And that may be so. But why would they seek to shout from the rooftops? Allow the essence of the words to touch your heart, to touch your soul. And if they do not touch you, then you ignore them, as is your right. Hopefully, that goes some way to answering your question, my friend. We are connecting to the presence of love, not a personality who is now deceased. Because who they were is that physical form is no longer relevant. And it may be that 100 years have passed since they joined us in the spirit world. But what of it? 100 years is a long time in a physical world. But as we grow, we become something different. And a new aspect of the soul may choose to incarnate, to experience life in a different way. So really, who was he? Which part of him was real? His essence, my friend, is consciousness, and it always will be. Just as the boy is an aspect of consciousness, allowing us a voice. So, we judge with our heart what we feel, not our head or ears with what we hear. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Let us have another question, my friend, and then we will bring it to a close.
Yes, we're already over time. The next question is from Betty, and she asks, what common difficulties do spirit communicators have when working with a medium?
Well, the common difficulty is the medium themselves, my friend. Now, there is a battle of wills. There is the medium saying, I would like a wonderful connection with my spirit friends. And here we are ready to make a wonderful connection. But the will of the medium can interfere to some degree. So the medium says, I want to have this beautiful connection. However, I will ask 101 questions before I am ready to give myself over to the experience. I will need to know their name, their address, their favorite food, their shoe size, where they lived, what they like to do, what was their wife called, do they have children? And they lose sight of the fact of why we are here. We are here to allow that process of learning. But what we need is someone who welcomes us with open arms, who is not afraid to say, I will try today, and if I make a mistake, then so be it. That I am willing to use trial and error to form understanding and knowledge. That I am willing to say, I do not understand, yet let us walk this journey anyway. You learn by experiencing that connection, to feel that essence of love. When you feel the essence of love, my friend, it starts to allow you to know that we are not just a figment of your imagination, that we are real, that we emanate a truth, and that truth is called love. Seek to connect to love, be motivated by love, and always share your love with us. Then you will know the truth of who we are. And it will allow you to place more trust in your own judgment and feelings. What we are is no longer of a physical, tangible form. So we cannot wave to you and shake your hand and say, it is good to meet you. We are a process and a creation within the mind. And we may present ourselves in a way that you feel comfortable in experiencing. But if we were to liken ourselves to a diamond, and we would say that there are 100 facets to the diamond, in this existence we are only showing you one facet, or maybe two, or maybe 10. But what about the other 90 or 1,000? That consciousness that connects to you is multifaceted. It is more complex than we can possibly begin to say. The essence of the universe itself is consciousness. It exists within all things. Now, my friend, I do not know whether that will resonate with you, but it is to our understanding a reasonable explanation to your question. Thank you for asking it.
Thank you very much, dear friends. And for Chris, Natalia, and Mariana, I'm sorry, but we're already over time. But don't worry, the medium is giving lots of other demonstrations, and we will definitely invite the medium back next summer. So there will be other opportunities for you to ask your question.